areas. According to the results, the rate of satisfaction was 60.2%, nearly 7 times higher than the 8.1% who expressed dissatisfaction.
동네 경찰서는 오피스텔 세입자들의 보증금을 빼돌린 혐의를 받고 있는 임대관리업체 대표를 범죄 단체 조직과 사기 혐의로 구속하고 직원 7명을 불구속 송치했습니다. 이들은 2018년 전후 부산과 서울 등 전국 13곳에 사업장을 두고 임대관리업을 하며 340여 가구의 보증금 122억 원을 빼돌린 혐의를 받고 있습니다.
The Dongnae police station has arrested the head of a rental management company that was siphoning office-tel tenants' security deposits on charges of operating a criminal organization and fraud, while 7 employees have been sent to the prosecution without detention. They're accused of embezzling approximately 12.2 billion won in security deposits from over 340 households while operating rental management businesses in 13 locations across the country, including Busan and Seoul, around 2018.
영도 커피 페스티벌이 오늘부터 사흘 동안 영도구 동삼동 아미르 공원 일대에서 열립니다. 커피 영도를 깨우다를 주제로 6개국 80여 개 업체 140여 개 부스가 열리며 커피 무료 시음, 커피 관련 물품 전시 판매 등 다양한 문화 행사가 마련됩니다.
The Busan Yeongdo Coffee Festival kicked off at Amir Park in Dongsamdong in Yeongdo-gu for a 3-day run. With the theme Awakening Yeongdo with Coffee, this festival features over 80 companies from 6 countries at 140 booths. Free coffee tastings, exhibitions and sales of coffee-related products, and other various events will be available.
끝으로 날씨입니다. 부산 지역 내일 오후부터 비가 내리겠습니다. 비가 그친 후 다음 주부터는 아침 기온이 크게 내려가겠습니다. 내일 아침 최저 기온 18도, 낮 기온 22도로 예상됩니다. 부산의 현재 기온 20도입니다.
Tomorrow's morning temperatures will average 18 degrees Celsius, with afternoon highs expected to reach 22 degrees Celsius. Rain is expected to begin tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures are currently averaging at 20 degrees Celsius. It's time to wrap up this hour's news. I'm Annie Munn.
홍정호였습니다.
Thank you for joining. You're listening to BEFM, Busan 영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM, Busan 영어방송.
9년 전 한국에서의 새로운 출발을 위해 부산을 처음 찾은 프랭크. 부산의 자연과 사람, 부산에서 누리는 모든 것을 사랑하는 그는 부산의 변함없는 한대에 늘 감탄합니다.
I think that Busan people are actually very, very kind and very welcoming. If I seemed a little lost, there was always someone that was there to ask me if I needed help. They're more seriously friendly than it's very serious. I very seriously want to help you.
부산의 한결같은 모습도 늘 감동을 주지만 이제는 부산의 미래를 꿈꾸며 2030년 부산의 새로운 도약을 기대합니다.
Busan people are very proud of their city. They want to share the city with everyone. If we get the World Expo, it'll really put Busan on a global map.
세계 박람회가 어울리는 도시, 미래를 향한 힘찬 도약. 부산에서 출발한 파도는 이미 세계를 향해 뻗어나가고 있습니다. 2030 부산 세계 박람회. 부산이 시작하고 대한민국이 함께 이뤄갑니다. 이 캠페인은 지역과 함께하는 든든한 동반자 BNK 부산은행과 함께합니다.
Coming up next is Inside Out Busan with Min-Soo Shin. BEFM, Busan 영어방송.
Hello, and happy Friday to all of our listeners. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Inside Out Busan. I'm your host, Min-Soo Shin. A question, Do you usually have dessert after your meal? I know I sure do. Well, in a recent survey, 3 out of 10 office workers answered that they skip dessert due to what's called lunchflation. You know, now these days, office workers are buying lunch at very pricey prices, right? And then to add to that, even pricier desserts like coffee, fruits, and ice cream is a bit burdensome. I don't know, is it tough to resist what you want to eat? For me, it's hard to say no.
오늘 너와의 만남을 정리하고 싶어 널 만날 거야 이런 날이에 어렵게만 정한 거라 내게 말할 거지만 사실 오늘 아침에 그냥 나 생각한 거야 햇살에 일어나 보니 너무나 눈부셔 모든 게 다 변한 거야 널 향한 마음도 그렇지만 널 사랑하는 게 아냐 이제는 나를 변화시킬 테니까
몰래 다른 여자들과 비교해 진짜 그만 헤어지는 화살 속에 혼자서 울고 초라하게 가져보는 나는 보았어 널 떠날 거야 널 떠날 거야
하지만 아직까지 사랑하는 건 그래 그렇지만 내 맘속에 너를 잊어갈 거야 머리 위로 비친 내 하늘 바라보며 널 향한 마음은 이제는 굳혔지만 웬일인지 내게 다가갈수록 우린 같은 하늘 아래서 있었지 단지 널 사랑해 이렇게 말했지 이제껏 준비했던 많은 말을 이루한 채 언제나 네 옆에 있을게 이렇게 약속을 하겠어 저 하늘을 바라보며 Hit me!
Wine, dine upon the rubber double line. Got this little girl, you have a friend of mine. Bubble in a frock, boom shaka tap.
내게 하고 열려 있어 그래 너는 내 앞에 서 있고 그래 다른 연인들이 키스를 해 하지만 항상 너의 뒤에 있어야만 해 이제 그만해 나도 남잔데 내 마음 너무 알고 있는 거 알아 그래 이제 나도 지쳐서 하늘만 바라볼 수밖에
햇살에 일어나 보니 너무나 눈부셔 모든 게 다 변한 거야 널 향한 마음도 그렇지만 널 사랑하는 게 아냐 이제는 나를 변화시킬 테니까 머리 위로 비친 내 하늘 바라보며 널 향한 마음을 이제는 굳혔지만 웬일인지 내게 다 다가갈수록 우린 같은 하늘 아래서 있었지 단지 널 사랑해 이렇게 말했지 이제껏 준비했던 많은 날을 이루한 채 언제나 네 옆에 있을게 이렇게 약속을 하겠어 저 하늘을 바라보며 한 번 더 말했지 이제껏
그래도 많은 말을 이루한 채 다시 널 사랑한다
이루한 채 언제나 네 옆에 있을게 다시 너 혼자 아냐 너의 곁에 내가 있잖아
And that was H.O.T. with Candy. Candy to start off our Friday show. TGIF, everybody. Welcome to the program. This is Inside Out Busan. I'm your host, Minsu Shin. 네, 햇빛 불금입니다. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this day. Give yourselves a pat on the back. A round of applause. 한 주도 수고했습니다. So speaking of candy, you know, a lot of people, that's what they're opting for after their meals, after lunch, after dessert, maybe a piece of chocolate. I don't know, those coffee candies. Because these days, like a full-on dessert, cake and coffee, 힘들어요. 그냥 너무 비싸니까. So the word lunchflation, to tell you a little bit about this, so it's a neologism combining the words lunch and inflation. Basically, it's just a word that puts those two words together. This is becoming a global trend. So a lot of office workers, as well as college students, they're packing homemade lunches, while others are opting to eat simple meals from convenience stores. 삼각김밥, a lunchbox, 컵라면, sandwiches even, right? 저는 그건 괜찮은데. Well, in a recent survey, though, almost 40% of respondents said that they usually have dessert after lunch. So as I said, right, 40% say they have lunch, and then there's 3 out of 10 office workers that skip dessert these days because of lunchflation. So you see, the parallel right there. For office workers buying lunch daily, desserts like coffee and cake, that can cost you 5,000 to 7,000 won each. 그럼 2개 다 먹으면 얼마 돼요? 그래도 최소 10,000원이잖아요. At most, like 12,000원, 14,000원 for dessert. And then on top of that, you had like a 8,000원 to like 10,000원 something lunch. So this is becoming a burden for a lot of people. And on a side note, when asked about their favorite desserts, people usually mention, your usual coffee. They mention cake, fruits, ice cream, snacks and sodas, and yogurt. 저도 다 좋아하는데, right? I could have all that at the same time too. So with lunch prices continuing to go up, it's making it tough for many to resist cravings, right? I'm talking about their sweet tooth. 너 점심도 너무 비싼데 디저트는 먹어야 되는데, right? And then if you find yourself sacrificing other aspects of your life, right? I don't know. Food is important, but is it that important? Especially dessert. So I want to ask our listeners, do you usually have desserts after lunch? And maybe what is your favorite dessert and why? 네, 여러분 식사 후 주로 먹는 디저트는 있습니까? 제일 좋아하는 디저트는 무엇입니까? I want to know. Me, I have a good list. I'll share with our listeners later on. But you could chat with us, pound 9050, shop 9050. It will cost you 101. You can let us know on our Kakao Talk, or you could chat with us on our YouTube. We are live. Come see our beautiful faces. Let's get to today's News Bites. Time for News Bites with Annie Moon in their studio. Hi, Annie.
Hi.
Hi. How are you doing?
Ooh, trying to figure out the camera. I'm good.
Happy Friday, by the way.
Yes, my
Annie,
favorite.
question for you. Did you have lunch today?
I did. I think I did.
What was on the menu for lunch? I
it's
love
a-
asking people this. What did you eat?
What did I eat? I think I had a sandwich from 별다방.
Oh, okay.
It's like the barbecue chicken one
Oh, 그거 맛있어요.
with a coffee.
Oh, okay. So you are already at the place where usually people like have dessert after their lunch.
Yeah, I also
Right.
ate a bowl of curry though.
Oh, my big meal that we had today, right?
I like big lunches.
네. What's your stance on dessert after lunch?
Love it. I always have to have something sweet. I did have 5 sweet tomatoes,
Oh,
the
the
sugary ones.
yeah, I love those.
Those are good. I always limit myself to 5 though, because if not, I'll
Why?
go crazy.
Why they're tomatoes? They're vegetables,
They're
fruits.
expensive.
They are.
So I get them on sale and then I have 5 at
맞아요.
a time.
Like a small thing of this was like 13,000원, 14,000원. Yeah.
So I
But
got it
it's so
for 50%
good.
할인, and they're so delicious.
Yeah, so a lot of people, difficult to sacrifice dessert after lunch because it's such a, I don't know when Korea picked up this culture of 무조건. Like they have dessert
Yeah.
after lunch, right?
I'm also such a slave to sweets.
Yeah, me too. Like, because I usually like salty food. 짠 음식 먹고, like for lunch.
Yeah, you have to
And then I have
cleanse
to
it.
have a sweet cleanse. I like that word. Cleanse it with sugar,
Yeah.
right? And syrup. Yeah. So Annie cannot resist. 여러분, well, thank you so much for sharing. Let's get today's news bites. What do you got?
Right. At a briefing today, People Power Party Innovation Committee leader Lee Yo-han requested PPP senior members as well as lawmakers that are close to President Yoon Suk-yeol to give up their bid for re-election or run in more competitive districts in next year's general elections. So today's briefing of the committee meeting was under the theme of National Assembly members and politicians' sacrifice. So Yin further explained the request by saying that the PPP is in a crisis, and furthermore, our country is in a crisis. So in order to correct this, the party needs determination under the bigger framework of sacrifice. He added that in the past, the citizens had made the sacrifices while politicians benefited. So it's time to return everything to the citizens and make sacrifices.
Okay, then how have party members responded to this? Sounds like a very strong request, no?
Right. Well, Innovation Committee member Kim Kyung-jin called it a political recommendation to those that this applies to, of course. And although it is not an official resolve from the committee, other members have implied that they agree with this direction. Though there were discussions of whether they could enforce this as a sort of rule, which probably not. Many were in agreement, and so they anticipate adequate response from their fellow party members. As for senior members, this would mean those who have served 3 or more terms. And there are also suggestions to reduce the number of lawmakers by 10% from the current 300-member National Assembly, lower the lawmaker wage, big one, giving up lawmakers immunity from arrest while the assembly is in session, make lawmakers forfeit wages when arrested, and excluding the bottom 20% of lawmakers in terms of performance from party nominations. So definitely innovative.
Yeah, well, the latest in terms of the PPP Innovation Committee asking, right, lawmakers close to President Yoon Suk-yeol to give up their bid for re-election. That's a pretty strong request. So we're going to have to keep our eyes on this. What's next?
Right. So I saw this on the news and I just had to talk about it. So there was news of 15 South Korean nationals making their way back home from Israel aboard a Japanese aircraft. But there was also a family of 5 that had finally managed to escape the Gaza Strip after 5 failed attempts to leave through the Rafah border. That's to Egypt. And the family includes a South Korean mother, her Palestinian husband, and their 3 children, aged 18, 15, and 7 months, a little nutungi. Everyone holds South Korean citizenship, but they were living over in Palestine. And in an interview with Yonhap News after their escape, the mother detailed the severity of the situation over there, explaining that they had to escape to 2 different locations because of bombing. The apartment that they were initially living in had been destroyed. They were having to ration their food due to the lack of gas and water, and ultimately lost communications.
Yeah, and this is first-hand account of, people that were there. How are they able to make it across the border? I read that's very difficult to do, no?
Yeah, so the mother explained that her family had gone to the border 5 different times after hearing that they were allowing foreign nationals to cross, and waited there all day long to no avail. There were roughly 8,000 foreign nationals in Gaza, and they are only allowing maximum 500 a day when the border is open. And the South Korean government was actually able to pull through with some diplomatic efforts to get their names on the list to cross. And unfortunately, their journey still faces some difficulties as they are in a foreign land in Egypt. And they're looking into ways to make it to Korea, but have no money.
Oh, gosh. Can't even imagine. Just the whole family doing that.
Right. They did say the baby provided a lot of hope because she's 7 months old.
Yeah.
And just was laughing at points where they couldn't find laughter.
Yeah, I'm sure they're looking at that baby, thinking that they have to make it, for the baby at least. All right, we have time for one more bit of news, please.
Right. This story I actually followed quite closely, just personally, because it was so interesting. But the Victoria Police over in Australia confirmed Erin Patterson, age 49, was charged with 3 counts of murder and 5 counts of attempted murder.
What?
She had cooked and served a lunch earlier this year that led to the deaths of 3 people from this suspected death cap mushroom poisoning. There were suspicions as she was the only one who didn't fall sick from the meal. And of course, she had also cooked the meal herself.
Okay, so Annie seems like she has an interest in true crime. But
yes.
Can you give us some details of this particular case then?
Yes, so Patterson served a beef Wellington meal where it's laced with mushrooms, in late July to her former parents-in-law and her mother-in-law's sister and husband who were guests at her home. And just days after eating the meal, 3 of them died in the hospital. A 4th attendee, who was a reverend, was left critically ill, but reportedly needed a liver transplant and made a recovery.
Oh my gosh.
Not full, though, unfortunately. She has previously denied any sort of wrongdoing. She continuously told the local media she had no idea the mushrooms she used in the recipe were dangerous. But yeah, the investigation is ongoing, but this is a huge development in the case with her being arrested.
Yeah. Former parents-in-law and then her mother-in-law's sister and husband. That former is kind of like,
She did say
turning
that
on light bulbs in my
she
head.
divorced her husband, but said it was amicable. But then the parents-in-law both passed away, unfortunately, from this poisoning.
Yeah, I don't know. That's, ooh. But she's her saying that she had no idea it was poisonous.
Yes, and continues to do so.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be updates on this. You know what, Annie? Fill me in.
I definitely
I'm
will.
intrigued. Okay. All right, well, that'll do it for today's News Bites. Thank you so much for today. Have a good weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday, okay?
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Billboard, baby, do a leap and make them dance when they come on. Everybody looking for a dance floor to run on.
If you wanna run away with me, I know a galaxy and I can take you for a ride. I had a premonition that we fell into a rhythm where the music don't stop for life. Glitter in the sky, glitter in my eyes, shining just the way you like. If you're feeling like you need a little bit of company, you met me at the perfect time. You want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegading. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating.
I'm one of the greatest, ain't no debating on it. I'm still levitated, I'm heavily medicated. Ironic, I gave him love and they end up hating on me. She told me she loved me and she been waiting. Been fighting hard for your love and I'm running thin on my patience. Needing someone to hug, even took it back to the basics. You see what you got me out here doing? Might have threw me off, but can't nobody stop the movement. Let's go. Left foot, right foot, levitating. Pop stars, do a leap with the baby. I had to lace my shoes for all the blessings I was chasing. If I ever slip, I fall into a better situation. So catch up, go put some cheese on it, get out and get your bread up. They always leave when you fall, but you run together. Weight of the world on my shoulders, I kept my head up. Now baby, stand up, cause girl, you
want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegading. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. So you can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. So you can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. My love is like a rocket, watch it blast off. And I'm feeling so electric, times are awesome. And even if I wanted to, I can't stop. Yeah, 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 yeah. My love is like a rocket, watch it blast off. And I'm feeling so electric, times my ass off. And even if I wanted to, I can't stop. Yeah, 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 yeah. You want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegading. I got you, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride.
And that was Dua Lipa with The Baby with Levitating. The time is now 6:28 here in the studio. Welcome to Inside Busan. 반갑습니다, 여러분. My name is Min-Soo Shin. Happy Friday to you all. So many of you are probably looking forward to tonight and into the weekend. We have that big fireworks festival taking place tomorrow, right? But let's see what the weather is going to look like. Right now, Busan City is averaging 21 degrees. Tomorrow, expecting morning low of 18 and an afternoon high of 22. So, this weekend, particularly tomorrow, the weather is going to be cloudy with some rain. So even though it will be raining, the temperatures should stay relatively warm. Like I mentioned, 22 right now. Not that cold. So above 20 degrees in terms of highs. 이번 주말은 날씨가 흐리고 비가 내리겠습니다. 비가 내리는 대신 날씨가 최고 20도 이상으로 따뜻하게 유지가 된다고 하네요. So good news. The cold, but after the rain that we're going to have, I'm sure the cold will cometh. Okay, so everybody look forward to that. 이제 추운 가을 날씨를 보일 것 같아요. Starting next week. When it comes to the traffic, let's see. We have congestion from 수영 강변대로 from Centum Middle School going towards Gwajang Bridge. There's also congestion on 번영로 from 문헌 고가교 going towards 광안 Tunnel. And maybe to add a bit of my own traffic report, I was coming from Milak Station. So driving from Milak Station, going over, what is that? Going into Centum, and then you have where they have the department store, super packed. I think it was packed right now. A lot of people trying to get on Gwangan-daegyo, it seems like, or try to get on the freeway. Oh, but man, my usually 20-minute commute turned into 45, almost 50 minutes. So I don't know, if you're in that area, do keep that in mind. I have a feeling it's still very packed over there. All right, so today I want to find out from my listeners, do you usually have dessert after lunch? And what do you have? 저는 오늘, I feel a little under the weather today, especially. So I had a hot piping bowl of guksu. That hit the spot for me. But even in my kind of under the weather 느낌, under the weather condition that I'm in, I still had that craving for something sweet after I had that bowl of guksu. So I was, rummaging through my house, and I don't know where my wife put all the dessert and the candy, but I couldn't find it. So I opted for some yogurt. We had some yogurt at home and some sweet toppings. So I had that. So it's something that's really relevant to me, talking about people that, look for dessert all the time after a meal. And I've heard that's not the healthiest thing to do. 근데 너무 맛있는데 I can't help it. Here with me in the studio is a person that is not helping people like me, because I know he runs his own bakery, right? And you sell sweets to people like me
Yeah,
who
I
are
do.
not supposed to have dessert after a meal.
But you know what? I'm same.
What do you mean?
저도 많이 먹어요. 밥 먹고 나서.
밥 먹고 나서 디저트는 꼭 챙겨야 돼요?
Yeah,
스티븐은?
because it feels like 이제 진짜 다 먹었다. Yeah.
디저트 있어야지. It feels like your meal is
Yeah, finally done.
finally complete, right?
Complete. Yeah, complete.
What's your favorite dessert? What's your favorite thing to have after your meal?
As I'm a bakery, running a bakery, so 저는 초코 마들렌 좋아합니다.
초코 마들렌 맛있겠다.
너무 맛있어요, 진짜로.
마들렌은요, I don't know how they taste coming right out of the oven.
Oh.
Are you supposed to have it right out of the oven? Is it delicious, or are they always supposed to have it after it cools down?
Right out of the oven.
네.
그게 제일 최고예요. That's the best.
너무 궁금하다.
진짜로 맛있어요.
네. 마들렌 너무 맛있겠다. 초코 마들렌 특히.
네, 맞습니다.
Okay. 스티븐은 좋겠다. You have your choice of all the dessert that you can eat.
실제로 3kg를 쪘어요.
그렇구나.
Like for real.
네.
네.
I mean, that's the price you got to pay with the territory, right?
Yes,
if you
it
own a
is.
bakery. So 여러분, let us know. Do you have dessert after a meal? With the prices of food these days, I know a lot of you 많이 먹을 것 같은데 그래도 you feel this burden, right? Still you feel this burden because everything's so expensive these days. Your meal probably costs anywhere between 8,000 won to 만 원, maybe even 12,000 won for some. And then to have a dessert after, right? A cup of coffee, maybe to add on to that, a madeleine or a cake. And then that means you tack on like 만 원 to 12,000원 more. And then as soon as you know it, it's like a little under 3만 원 for a meal that you pay, like a complete meal with the meal and the dessert. So yeah, I want to know if you are still partaking in eating dessert. Yeah, and let me know what your favorite dessert is. It's tough. It's tough to kind of, to go around the prices of all the food these days. 그래도 디저트는 꼭 필요하다.
맞습니다.
I'm with the school of thought. 디저트는 무조건 아무리 비싸도 있어야 돼요. All right, so Steve, you're going to help me out for today's 5분 상식, shall we?
Yes.
Time for IOB 5분 상식, getting our listeners in the know of some of the most trending, useful, and need-to-know words and expressions. 5분만 들으면 유식해진 시간인데요. 오늘은 고기에서 볼 수 있는 형광색, 과연 먹어도 되는 것일까요? 이거 대해 알아보도록 하겠습니다.
Minsu, man, where are you? They said the Korean football game starts in 10 minutes.
Oh, sorry. I'm right in front of your house. Okay, open the door for me, please.
Okay. Welcome, man. The game will start soon. Hurry up and change into the Korean jersey, all right?
Okay, got it. Steve, did you order the food?
Oh, of course. I'll bring the plates. Could you open the bags of the delivered food?
Okay. Whoa, why did you order so much food? And is all that meat?
Yeah, of course. Since I'm the one paying, I have the decision. 나 고기 러버잖아. So you won't eat any?
아이고, 당연히 먹어야지요, 주인님. Wait, what's this strange fluorescent colors on this meat? 이 고기에 형광색이 보이는데?
Wait. Oh, that's fine. You can eat them as they are. As a meat master, I've eaten them before, and there have been no issues.
No. 무슨 말이야? 색깔 너무 이상해. I cannot eat this. 썩은 거 아니야? 병에 걸릴지도 몰라. 이거 먹고요. Let's get a refund. Order something else.
No. It's really okay. If you get sick, I'll take full responsibility. It's okay to eat.
Ugh, no, thank you. I absolutely cannot and will not eat this. 새로 시켜줘. 돈도 네가 내.
The name of the game. The name of the game. The name of the game.
치킨으로 가야죠. 무슨 고기.
고기 러버라서 어쩔 수가 없어요.
For 축구, for footballers 당연히 치킨 아닙니까? 네, 그런데요. Sometimes when eating meat dishes, like let's say 족발, right? Or the 수육, pork slices,
Yes.
Or even 설렁탕, sometimes you do see this fluorescent or iridescent color on the meat. 고기에 이 형광색이 살짝 보일 때도 있잖아요.
그쵸.
So, is it safe to eat? I know a lot of people are thinking that when they see it. So, what causes this fluorescent color on the surface of the meat?
In conclusion, it's due to the reflection of light. Muscles in the meat are composed of bundles of muscle fibers. When you cut the muscle, the bundles break, creating a pattern with a consistent gap on the cut surface. When light shines on this pattern, it reflects in various angles, producing an iridescent color, particularly as meat contains around 60 to 70% water. The moisture on the surface and the angles at which light reflects create a green or fluorescent appearance to our eyes.
Okay. So when does this phenomenon occur specifically?
This phenomenon is often observed when the meat is thinly sliced. The sharper the cutting tool and the more vertical the cuts, the more distinct the pattern and the fluorescent colors become visible. This phenomenon is called diffraction. 회절 현상이라고도 합니다.
네.
It's easily observable around us, similar to the fluorescent colors seen on the back of a CD. 네.
스티브 CD 기억나세요?
알죠.
Are you still part of that generation?
네.
Some of our listeners, the younger ones, CD 뭐예요? 라고 할 수 있는데. So, you're saying then it is safe to eat the meat with the fluorescent color? 그러면 먹어도 됩니까?
According to the Korea Food and Drug Administration, ultimately meat displaying fluorescent colors doesn't contain harmful fluorescent substances for the human body, nor has any artificial coloring been added.
Okay.
Therefore, it is safe to eat without concern.
저는 그냥 무조건 먹어요.
저도요.
저도 가끔씩 보이긴 한데
네.
뭐 죽진 않겠지 하고 맛있잖아요. 그리고 고기 비싸요. If you order it
네.
and you send it like if you like tell the restaurant owner like 색깔 너무 이상하다.
네.
다시 해주세요.
네.
The restaurant owner is like, 이거 고기 비싼데, right? You're telling me to make a new one for you? So as 고기 lovers,
네.
you and I as well. This is something to know and keep in mind.
Yes.
네, 고기에서 볼 수 있는 형광색은 색소나 형광 물질이 아니라 고기 근섬유 단면에 생기는 빛의 반사 작용이므로 먹어도 된다고 합니다.
맞습니다.
네, thank you, Steve. We'll see you back here in a little bit, okay?
Thank you.
오늘의 5분 상식이었습니다. 김대리, 퇴근하나?
예, 부장님.
집이 교회종이지? 같은 방향인데 같이 가지? 요즘 회사 생활 어떤가?
예, 저 열심히 잘하고 있습니다.
결혼 생활도 재밌지?
예, 뭐 즐겁죠, 예. 저 그 라디오라도 좀.
그래, 라디오.
네가 저번 주에 오신 참인 것 같네.
22번 홀려면
진짜 회사 생활 쉽지 않다. 어색한 이 순간 인사이드 아웃 부산과 함께하세요. 오늘은
All right, folks, it's 6:40. That means it's time for TGIF Live Studio here on Inside Out Busan. Look who we have back here in the studio. We have Gina. Gina, 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. I'm
good
back.
Good to have you
finally,
back.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, it's been kind of busy,
Yeah.
but yeah, good.
Busy's good.
Yeah, busy's
바쁜 건
good.
좋잖아요. Yeah. Well, Gina, lovely to have you back. Are you enjoying the fall weather that we're having?
Yeah, so far, yes.
좋습니다. So, Gina, we actually have a surprise for our listeners a little bit today.
I thought it was for me.
아니에요.
아니에요?
네,
네.
그 정도 연기는 안 해도 됩니다, 진아 씨. 네. So, for a treat for our listeners today, it's not a song that Gina brought and I brought today. 두 곡을 다 같이 부르도록 할 거예요. Right? So we're gonna duet both songs that we brought.
Yay.
너무 긴장돼요, 제가.
저도요, 조금. 네.
왜냐면 제가 진아 씨를 망칠까 봐.
아니에요.
네. 아니죠. 네.
아니에요.
무조건 제가 목소리 나오는 거 다 받아들여야 돼요.
당연하죠.
Okay. So, two duet songs that we brought for our listeners today. The duet meanings that we're going to sing together on that song. But I chose one duet song and she chose one duet song. Okay. So, we are going to start off the show with a duet song that I chose. It's titled Cuando. 네. This is a song, I think it's a bossa nova song from a long time ago. Original artist는 모르는데 today we'll be doing the version that Michael Bublé and Nelly
Right.
Furtado does, right? Do you know what cuando means?
Should I say the right answer or should I?
Well, you could say the right answer. We want to teach our listeners, obviously. 그 정도 연기 안 해도 돼요, 진아 씨.
I think it means when.
When 맞아요.
Right.
When. Cuando.
Cuando.
스페니쉬어로
Yeah.
when입니다. 언제. 도대체 언제.
언제.
When, right? 언제. But this is a very romantic song in the style of bossa nova. And I brought this for our listeners. 왜냐면 가을 느낌도 좀 나긴 나고요. And dedicated to all the 가을 tying people out there. 우리 맨날 TGF Live Studio를 is dedicated to all the people that are, going through it this fall season. 좀 외롭다. 조금
But it's like a
우울하다.
love song.
It is. It's
Like a
very
little bit,
맞아요. 좀 달콤한 느낌 나요. 그래서 여러분, to give our listeners a feel for what you're going through this fall season. Don't be too sad because this is me talking to specifically people that don't have like a jock. 언젠간 올 겁니다.
Oh, for the firework tomorrow.
Oh, maybe, right? You never
You're gonna
know.
meet someone. Though.
That could be a special occasion. 그래서 여러분 언제, when, quando 우리 이 노래로 첫 곡을 할 건데요. Let me get some reverb. 미미미미미미미. 오, 좋습니다. Gina, you ready?
Yep.
Tell me when will you be mine? Tell me quando we can share a love divine. Please don't make me wait again. When will you say yes to me?
When will you say yes to me?
Tell me quando
Tell me quando
you mean happiness to me.
you mean happiness to me.
Oh my love, please tell me when. Every moment's a day.
Every moment's a day.
Every day it seems a lifetime.
Every day it seems like a lifetime.
Let me show you the way.
Let me show you the way to a joy beyond compare. I can wait a moment more. Tell me quando.
Tell me quando.
Just say it's me that you adore.
And then, darling, tell me when. Scissor. Now every moment's a day.
Every moment's a day.
Every day it seems a lifetime. Let me show you the way.
Let me show you the way
to a joy beyond compare. I can't wait a moment anymore.
I can wait a moment more.
Tell me quando. Say it's me that you'll adore. And then, darling, tell me when. And then, darling, tell me when. And then, darling, tell me when. Oh, my darling, tell me when. 너무 좋았어요.
아이고 민승도 너무 좋았어요.
아니에요,
너무
진아 씨.
좋았어요.
Stop. Stop. We have people already chiming in. 우리 김뚜벅초님 saying, wow, 진아님 노래 부르는 건 어디서 볼 수 있나요?
어머.
Oh, people asking where they can see you elsewhere.
Like-
여기서요.
Oh, okay.
여기서. 딴 데 진아 노래 안 불러요.
Only here.
여기서만. 네,
Only
들을 수
here.
있습니다. We have Thursday 1759님, 진아님 목소리 너무 아름답습니다. 아름답습니다.
감사합니다.
민수 씨 음이 조금 떨어지는데요. 반음 떨어졌어요. I'm not professional singer, okay,
되게
like Gina.
strict하시네.
네. 아닙니다. 네, I try. So, Cuando is a song that I brought. Gina, you also brought a song.
Shallow.
Shallow.
Yeah.
From the
Lady
film.
A Star Was Born?
Yeah, A Star is
Right.
Born. That's the one with Bradley Cooper
Yeah,
and Lady
Lady
Gaga, right? 너무 좋죠, 이 노래. I think it also won an Oscar. This song for
Oh,
Best
yeah,
Original
right,
Song, right? 노래
right.
아주 좋죠. This movie, big hit here in Korea. A lot of people like music movies. 네, 음악 영화 많이 좋아하는데.
네.
Why did you choose this song?
Because I like the movie and I like Lady Gaga. Yeah,
레이디
simple.
가가를 좋아해서 일단 영화도 좋아했고.
네.
Would you recommend this to just people out there?
To the people that wants to fall in love with someone. Hopefully you can meet someone tomorrow. Yeah. during
그래서
the-
로맨스 쪽으로 가네요.
Yeah.
좋습니다.
Right.
근데 여러분 이것도 저희가 같이 부르게 됩니다.
Yay!
So, without further ado, Gina and my rendition of Shallow by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. Shall we?
Yep.
가겠습니다. Tell me something, girl. Are you happy in this modern world? Or do you need more? Is there something else you're searching for? I'm falling. In all the good times I find myself longing for change. And in the bad times I fear myself.
Tell me something, boy. Aren't you tired of trying to fill that void? Or do you need more? Ain't it hard to keep being so hardcore? And I'm falling. In all the good times I find myself longing for change. And in the bad times I fear myself. I'm on the deep end when she's up diving. I never meet the ground. Crash to the surface where they can't hurt us. We're far from the shallow now. In the shallow. In the shallow. In the shallow. We're far from the shallow now. Crash to the surface where they can hurt us. We're far from the shallow now. In the shallow.
shallow. In the shallow. In the shallow. We're far from the shallow now. 이건 좋았다. Oh, is it weird to say that I liked it? 지나 씨, 완전 that 터지는 part. Oh my gosh. Shivers
I was like,
down
afraid
my spine.
My voice was like too loud.
아니에요. 절대로 아니었습니다. A lot of people 반응 너무 좋습니다. We have Thursday 1759님 saying 소개해 주셔서 감사합니다. 민수 씨 너그러우시네요. 왜 이 문자를 계속 읽지 나는? 우리 have 안주성님 saying bravo. 가보자고님 saying Lady Gina and Bradley 민수.
Good one.
네, 감사합니다. Jacob Choi님 saying OMG amazing. 가보자고님 saying you guys are getting more talented.
Thank you.
We try. Gina 씨, I like this. Duets.
Yeah.
But, 우리 각자로 아직 해야 되잖아요. 그래서
그쵸.
맨날은 아닐 겁니다, 여러분. Okay? There will be times that you'll hear only Gina's voice. Okay? Don't worry. Okay? 지나 씨 오늘 너무도 수고했습니다. 너무 좋았어요.
감사합니다.
오늘. 너무 재밌다 이게. We'll see you back here next week, okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right, folks, that will do it for TGF Live Studio in the first hour of Inside at Busan. To take us out, this is Pegerin with Square. We'll see you back here at 7.
All the colors and personalities, you can't see right through what I truly am. You're hurting me without noticing. I'm so broken, like someone just around me. No invincible. I have much memories are getting more weaker. No, I'm not lovable, but you know what you gotta say. Come on, let's go to bed. We're gonna rock the night away. Hold it to
시청역이 도보 2분의 차.
대형마트도 근처에 차.
초등학교도 안심통학권에 차.
착착착 집중 밀차.
신주거 타운의 중심에서 누리는 초집중 라이프.
시청역 해모로 센티아.
아파트 11월 오픈 예정 051-861-7952 HJ중공업.
괜찮아 괜찮아 조금 불편해도 환경을 위해 너무 괜찮아 일회용 대신 머그컵 비닐봉지 대신 에코백 물티슈 대신 손수건 우리의 실천 하나하나 모여 세상을 바꿔요 깨끗한 세상 플라스틱 제로 일회용품 제로 함께해서 참 좋은 우리의 시민
이 캠페인은 부산환경공단이 함께합니다.
안녕하세요. 운동 유튜버 심으뜸입니다. 요즘 친환경에 필요한 게 뭔지 아세요? 바로 내 몸.
밖에선 한정거장 거리 정도는 걷기. 유산소 운동 효과에 탄소 배출 감소 효과까지. 안에선 안 쓰는 플러그 뽑기 스쿼트. 하체 근력 강화 효과에 기후변화 방지 효과까지.
어때요? 효과 확실하죠? 몸 좀 움직였을 뿐인데 건강도 아끼고 환경도 아끼고 친환경 피지컬 함께 시작해볼까요?
공익광고 협의회.
The time is now 7 o'clock.
꼬리에 꼬리를 무는 품격 있는 토크. 시끄러워 죄송합니다. 인사이드 아웃 부산.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. This is the second hour of Inside of Busan. I'm your host, Min-Soo Shin. Happy Friday, TGIF to everybody. We have 인수님 on our Kakao Talk saying 식후 주로 커피와 조각 케이크. 케이크. 아, 진짜 너무 좋죠. 너무 맛있죠. 저 가끔씩 if I know I'm gonna have cake after my meal, 조금 덜 먹어요. 점심을. 왜냐면 케이크 너무 좋아하니까 저도. 인수님, do you like 촉촉 cake or do you like crumbling? You know, like kind of like I don't want to say dry, but you know the cake that it's kind of like very crunchy, and just, breaks apart in your mouth. 전 촉촉 케이크, like moist cake 너무 좋아하거든요. 배고프다, 배고파. Well, we're gonna kick things off for the second hour with On the Mic. This is the segment where I get to share stories of Busan citizens with our citizens. Let's see who we have for today.
다양한 삶의 모양을 전해드리는 온더마이크. 오늘은 어떤 분과 함께일까요? 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. 해운대에서 앙금 플라워 떡 케이크를 만들고 있는 김민영입니다.
네, 반갑습니다. 어떻게 떡 케이크를 만들게 되셨는지 궁금하거든요.
사실은 제가 다른 일을 한 가지 더 하고 있거든요. 메이크업을 하고 있는데 그 꽃을 너무 되게 좋아하거든요. 예, 저랑 꽃이랑은 조금 뗄 수 없는 삶이라고 생각을 해서 매주 꽃을 보고 있는데 이것도 이제 앙금으로 꽃을 피워내다 보니까 되게 좀 처음에 시작할 때 매력을 느껴가지고 좀 시작을 하게 되었어요. 메이크업도 컬러로 표현을 하는 거고 앙금도 기본이 조색이라는 이제 컬러로 표현을 하게 돼서 저에게는 조금 낯설었던 느낌보다는 조금 편하게 익숙하게 좀 다가왔어요. 네.
그 메이크업의 색감을 사용하는 능력과 이제 부케라든지 꽃의 모양에 영감을 얻으시고 이런 게 정말 활용이 될 수 있겠네요. 신기하네요.
네네네, 정말 신기했어요. 그래서 두 가지를 다 하다 보니까 시너지가 많이 느껴져가지고 굉장히 조금 좋았던 것 같아요. 재밌어.
말씀하시는데 행복한 표정이 눈에 보이는데요.
네네, 정말 행복하고 지금 관절은 너무 아프지만 지금도 며칠 전부터 갑자기 손목이 두 가지 다 손을 이용하다 보니까 이제 이 일을 하시는 분들은 알 거예요. 허리에 통증이나 손목에 통증이나 뭐 어깨 통증, 이렇게 모든 직업병들의 관절은 아프지만 그래도 이제 정말 이게 화려하게 정말 제 손에서 피어날 수 있는 게 너무 신기했어요. 네네.
너무 멋집니다. 나의 손목과 바꾼.
네, 맞습니다. 저희 관절과 바꾼 꽃이라서 너무 또 그렇다 보니까 또 소중하고 귀하고 네네 그래요.
그러시구나. 이 제주를 나누시면서 가장 보람 있을 때가 언제실까요?
가장 보람 있을 때가 딱 완성해놓고 뜻하지 않은 메시지를 쉽게 말하면은 그 감동 후기를 받았을 때가 제일 좋아요.
어떤 말을 주로 해주시나요?
항상 이렇게 말씀하세요. 너무 먹기 아까울 정도로 이쁘다. 그렇게 말씀해 주시는 다음에 뒤에 보면은 정말 맛있게 잘 먹었다 하시고 정말 이게 이렇게 손으로 처음부터 끝까지 만들어내는지 몰랐다고 하시는 분들이 되게 많거든요. 그런 거 하나하나 메시지가 사소한 거라도 그냥 감사하다는 그 한마디 자체도 정말 저에게는 그냥 감동인 것 같아요.
지금 말하시는 표정 속에 그 뿌듯함이 저도 느껴지는데
너무 저는 좋고요. 이 일을 선택한 거에 대해서 뭐 후회는 한 번도 한 적이 없고 정말 재밌고 좋고 정말 사람들에게 감동과 최고의 선물을 줄 수 있구나 하는 거를 뭐 할 때마다 느끼지만은 네네. 솔직히 말해서 주 마시는 분들은 젊은 사람들이거든요. 근데 떡은 이제 선물로 받으시는 분들은 부모님들이나 연세가 있으신 분들이에요. 그래서 그분들이 이제 저희 부모님이라 생각하고 받는다고 생각하니까 정말 저는 엄청 뿌듯하죠.
혹시 라디오를 통해서 내가 한마디 전하고픈 분이 있으신지요?
라디오 저희 아버지가 갑자기 이제 4년 전에 세상을 돌아가셨어요. 젊은 나이에. 그래가지고 고생을 많이 하신 저희 엄마에게 한마디 하겠습니다. 바깥에서는 조금 친절하고 사람들에게 잘하지만 엄마한테는 조금 무뚝뚝한 딸이어서 정말 미안하고 한 번도 엄마에게 환하게 조금 웃어주거나 그렇게 하지 못한 게 참 정말 되게 마음에 지금 항상 남아있거든요. 그리고 아빠는 갑자기 일찍 돌아가셨지만 그냥 엄마는 그냥 좀 제 곁에서 그냥 건강하게 오래오래 조금 살아 계셨으면 저는 엄마한테 바라는 건 그거밖에 없는 것 같아요. 그리고 마지막으로 처음으로 진짜 엄마한테 이런 말 처음 해보거든요. 그냥 뭐 세상에 태어나게 해줘서 너무 감사하고 엄마 내가 정말 말로 안 해도 사랑하는 거 알지? 그러니까 건강하게 행복하게 오래오래 우리 둘이 재밌게 살자 엄마 사랑해.
Very heartfelt on the mic today. Our reporter Jisoo speaking with Kim Min-young-nim, who owns a rice cake shop, a 떡방, right? Specifically making 떡 케이크. 우리 오늘 계속 케이크 말이 나오네요. I love rice cake too. But she mentioned her style of rice cakes. She adorns the 떡 cake with beautiful flower decorations. And I'm sure you've seen this, like for, let's say, 돌잔치. I know a lot of people use 떡 cakes for the baby's first birthday. Even for just regular birthdays, there's a lot of people that don't want, the usual cake, that you find at a bakery. Rather, a 떡 cake like this. I'm super down. 저도 가끔씩 디저트 떡으로 가끔씩 땡길 때가 있거든요. But I'm sure just the work that she puts into her cake flowers and cake. I'm sure it's a formula for just beauty as a result every time. I love the shapes and the colors people use, especially when the decorations for flowers on cake in general. But if she uses it for these duck cakes, these rice cakes too, 너무 맛있고 너무 아름다웠겠다. She mentioned she finds inspiration for her rice cakes when doing makeup for clients or even observing wedding bouquets, right? So maybe she gets like colors, her inspirations from there, from even people's makeup that she sees. But she did mention just being in this line of work, using her hands a lot, obviously, to make these things. The cake, she often experiences wrist pain. But she mentions she's happiest when she sees the design that she wants in the cake come to life through her own hands. What a great feeling that must be, right? To see your ideas and your work kind of like come to fruition and be an actual thing. And towards the last part of the conversation with Shizu, she wanted to convey her heartfelt wishes to her mother. She says, it's not often that she tells this to her mother directly, but, wishing a long, healthy, and happy life together. 우리 민영 대표님, you did a great job, I think. Even through this interview like this, if you can't usually say that to people like directly, still taking this opportunity to tell how you feel, how much you love them in your heart. It's a great opportunity for us to really feel that love you have for your mother. Thank you so much for the very heartfelt, once again, On the Mic today. That was, today's On the Mic. Let's take a quick song break. We'll be back with more. This is 김범수 with 끝사랑.
내가 이렇게 아픈데 그댄 어떨까요? 원래 떠나는 사람이 더 힘든 법인데 아무 말하지 말아요. 그대 마음 알아요. 간신히 참고 있는 날 울게 하지 마요. 이별은 시간을 멈추게 하니까 모든 걸 빼앗고 추억만 주니까 아무리 웃어보려고 안간힘 써봐도 밥 먹다가도 울겠지만 그대 오직 그대만이 내 첫사랑 달라질 수 없는 한 가지 그대만이 영원한 내 사랑. 그대도 나처럼 잘못했었다면 그 곁에 머물기 수월했을까요? 사랑해 떠난다는 말 과분하다는 말 고웃음 치던 나였지만 그대 못할 것 같아요. 그대가
네, excuse me. 김범수의 끝사랑. 완전 분위기 킬러다 제가. 죄송해요. 목에 잠깐 뭐가 걸렸어요. Welcome back, everybody. That was Kim Bum-soo with 끝사랑. I hope you enjoyed that little number. The time is now 7:14. You're tuned into the second hour of Inside Up Busan. I'm your host, Min-Soo Shin. Welcome입니다. We had a message that came in from Thursday, 1759님. 인터뷰 하시는 분 감동이에요. 엄마에게 잘하자. 맞죠? It's unfortunate that we're reminded by interviews like this, you know, to be good to our mothers and our fathers and our parents. 근데 들어야 될 말이었던 것 같아요. Not only for herself, right? Not only for the interviewee, but also for me, for Thursday님, as well as everybody, all of our listeners. Yeah. When's the last time you told your parents, right? I love you. Hopefully you're inspired to do that today. Let's give you a quick update on the weather and traffic here in Busan. Right now, Busan City is averaging 21 degrees, which is pretty not cold. I mean, not warm either, right? But this weekend, the weather's going to be cloudy with some rain. And even though it will be raining, the temperatures should stay relatively warm. It's going to be hovering around 20 degrees or maybe even higher. 네, 이번 주말은 날씨가 흐리고 비가 내리겠습니다. 비가 내리는 대신 날씨가 최고 20도 이상으로 따뜻하게 유지가 되겠는데요. 그래서 여러분 특히 내일 많이 그 불꽃 축제 보러 가시는 분들이 많을 겁니다. I know a lot of people are planning to go watch the fireworks festival. If it is going to rain, I don't have any information on, you know, chances of cancellation or anything. But I'm sure you'll be definitely looking that up once tomorrow comes and see just how much rain it is. But if they're going to continue with the show, the fireworks show, but it's raining, do, you know, take care. Put on whatever you need to put on, you know, your ponchos, your raincoats, boots and everything. You don't want to catch a cold, right? When it comes to our traffic, let's see. We have congestion on Pansonglo from Yeonsan Junction going towards Gwajang Junction. There's also congestion on Suyong Gangbyeondaero from Seokdae Gokgagyo going towards the Panya Nongsanmul Sijang Junction. Everybody, drive safe. 안전 운전 부탁드리겠습니다. All right, so for our text topic today, I wanted to find out from our listeners, do you usually eat dessert after your meal, like after your lunch? 특히 직장인들, I'm curious as to what you eat in terms of dessert after your meals. We had a follow-up message from 인수님. 인수님 식후 주로 커피와 조각 케이크 먹는다 했잖아요. 그래서 I asked you, what kind of cake? 치즈케이크. 치즈케이크 진짜 no 할 수가 없죠. 치즈케이크는 사랑입니다. I love cheesecake. I love like the super thick creamy ones or the light and fluffy ones. 저는 cheesecake 사랑합니다. 인수님, so I'm on the same boat as you. We have 가보자고님 saying, I love eating pudding. Cake or bread is quite heavy for after lunch, so I prefer eating pudding. 오, 푸딩 좋은 방법이다. I always felt like pudding was like 그냥 한 입 먹고 이런 맛이네라고 하고 and then you eat like the real dessert. So like I always pictured pudding as the appetizer to the real dessert. 그냥 푸딩 좀 라이트하고 이렇게 많이 먹을 수 있는 당연하게 like 당연히 많이 먹을 수 있는데 it's like never enough. How, you know, the serving amount that they give for puddings. But that's a good option if you're trying to like cut back on eating dessert or trying to eat something lighter. Yeah, pudding. 저도 푸딩 좋아하긴 해요. 맛있죠. We have 주성님, 안주성님 on our YouTube saying 저는 점심 식사 후 오후 2시에서 3시 사이 참을 추천해요. 참을 추천한다고요? 추천 디저트 메뉴는 뭐니 해도 호떡입니다. 호떡. 이제 날씨가 추워지고 하니까 이제 호떡 스탠드 여기저기 좀 생기기 시작하잖아요. 다시 이제 문 열기 시작하니까 오 맞아요. 아메리카노와 함께 먹으면 더욱 좋아요. 오 아메리카노랑 호떡 이 콤비네이션을 트라이 해봐야겠다. 저는 항상 주로 호떡을 그냥 you go to a hot dog stand and you buy it and you eat it right there on the spot. 딱 그 안에 있는 그 녹은 설탕 좀 딱 이렇게 좀 뜨거울 때. And then the hot dog being crispy, 눅눅해지기 전에 바로 먹어야 되잖아요. 다음에 커피 미리 챙겨 가서 호떡을 하나 먹어야 될 것 같습니다. 역시 우리 인사이더 부산 청취자들 분들 역시 아시네요. 케이크 뭐 디저트 제대로 드시고 있네요. I'm so proud of all of our listeners. Yes, it might be tough for a lot of us, maybe not able to partake in a lot of the dessert that we're used to eating because everything's so expensive these days, lunchflation. 그래서 여러분, big fighting to everybody, especially those that can't sacrifice, can't put down the dessert. You gotta have it, right? All right, well, 7:19 here in the studio. It's second hour of Inside Up Busan. That means we have coming up the longest running segment here, not only on Inside Up Busan, but here at BFM. Once again, I take pride in the fact that we have this segment specifically for Inside Up Busan. Time for Open Studio. All right, listeners, time for Open Studio. This is a segment where we get to invite people from all walks of life living here in Busan. Today, of course, another special guest. Our guest loves our city of Busan, so much so that living in Busan was both a dream and a goal of his, and he is very active in participating in the efforts to bring the World Expo to Busan. Please welcome Mr. Jonathan Badillo Cardoso. Welcome to our show. It's a pleasure to have you.
Hi, thank you. It's a pleasure for me being here. Actually, as I told you like a couple of minutes ago, I've been here with you before.
Yeah,
I remember it perfectly.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be back with you.
You know what? I'm so sorry. I don't know why I can't remember such a handsome face as yours.
That's why I remember yours.
Oh, thank you. Well, enough of the complimenting of each other. Jonathan, do you want to introduce yourself to our listeners, please?
Sure. Hello, audience of BFM. My name is Jonathan Badillo. I am from Mexico. I'm 29 years old, and I've been living here in Busan for 2 years, and in Korea in general for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I love this city, as you said. Like, it all began one time I came on a one-day trip. And I was like, oh my God, I want to live there.
Really?
And now I live here, so yeah.
Just one day of being here in our city, just on a travel.
Just one day. Because basically I came here on an exchange for the first time in 2015. And I had like a weekend trip. I just came here like on a Saturday or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it was around December, so the streets were like all decorated with Christmas lights and so on. And yeah, like taking a look at the beach, at the city, at the people, I was like, wow. I really want to live. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I want to live in Busan one day.
Nice.
So,
dream come true for you right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice. Well, Jonathan, before we start talking about your life here in Busan, tell us a bit about where you're actually from.
I am from Mexico. I was born in a city called Pachuca. Pachuca is, probably nobody knows it, but it's 1 hour away from Mexico City. So I was born in Pachuca. I was raised in Mexico City until I finished elementary school. And then I came back to finish my studies in Pachuca. It's a rather small city. There's not much to do. Everyone says it's very boring. You know, like I was living in Daejeon before being in Busan, and people say that. Well, I think that maybe Pachuca is like the Daejeon of Mexico. But it's very nice, just like Daejeon.
Yeah,
it's very nice. We love football because there's like the local team, which actually is like my hat. So football.
Oh, that is true. Yes.
And I would say eating and drinking culture are like the main pillars of Pachuca.
Oh, yeah. Not just Pachuca, just Mexico in general,
Mexico
I think.
in general,
right?
you know, and partying.
Yes. Oh, nice. So being from Pachuca, and then I guess college and everything, did you attend back home in Mexico before
exactly.
coming here?
Exactly.
So when, I guess, did you make that transition from Pachuca to Busan or to Korea? You mentioned you've been here from Busan for 2 years. Where did you first spend the first 2 years?
I spent the first 2 years in Daejeon. Basically, it all began when during college I came here on an exchange on 2015. I saw Korea for the first time, and like I think it happens to every single foreigner that comes here for the first time. I was like, my eyes were like completely like wide open. I just loved everything. I couldn't stop. Like my head hurt so much from like looking around everywhere. And yeah, that's when I first fell in love with Korea. And then I went to study abroad in Spain. I went back to Mexico, graduated, got a job in the US, didn't like it, quit. And then around 2019 is when I decided to just like sell everything I had. Wow. Buy a one-way ticket, give it a go, and come here to like try to make it.
Wow, that must have been. It couldn't have been an easy decision though. What was your family and your parents' response to that?
It was, like when I first bought the ticket.
Yeah.
I stared at it like for almost a week, every day, just like in my room in silence.
Like, is this real life? Is this really happening?
I know. And then I told them one day, like, "Hey, mom, dad, what are you doing?" Okay, nice. Well, I want to tell you something. And I told them. And my parents have always been very supportive of my decisions.
Yeah,
like,
that's
they
good.
encouraged me to like try new things and whatever.
Yeah.
But being an only child, my dad was like, "Wait, what?" And his eyes like went wide open, and he just couldn't believe what I said. My mom was like, "Ay, Jonathan," as if I had done like the most horrible thing in the universe, So it took them some time to like make amends with my decision, but then they fully supported it. And now. They came for my graduation. It was like 2 months ago.
Oh, nice.
And they couldn't be happy.
Was this their first time in Korea?
No, my second. My parents, it was their second time.
Oh, so second
because
time.
Also in my exchange, they came to spend Christmas.
Okay,
and
that's
now they came for
nice.
graduation.
That's nice how they do. But you mentioned from in Mexico, and then you went to spend some time in Spain, and then you also spent some time in the U.S. Where in the U.S. were you?
I was in Texas, but not in the cool part of Texas. In the worst part possible of Texas.
Oh, I mean, I've been to Texas, but yeah, me too. I haven't been to the cool, people think like Dallas, Houston, San Antonio are like the cool cities.
Exactly.
I remember I was in a place called Laredo.
I was in a place called Cactus.
Oh,
so
it doesn't sound the funnest.
Yeah.
Anyways, so it sounds like you kind of having the option available to travel and experience life in other places. Your parents sound very supportive of you just experiencing in new surroundings and environments. So I'm sure it wasn't the easiest for them to let you go and then live your life here in Busan and here in Korea, but I'm sure you don't regret it one bit.
No, not at all. I mean, if I had the chance to go back in time, I would do everything once again, exact same way.
Nice. Well, Jonathan, let's talk a little bit about just your life here in Busan. I believe we were talking off air. You just recently graduated with your master's degree, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
From PNU. What did you major in?
Chemical engineering.
Chemical engineering. That couldn't have been easy.
If it doesn't sound easy, living it was even less easier. But yeah.
맞아요. But you graduating from that, but also you hold a very special position here, not only in Busan but just throughout Korea.
Yeah.
Right. Tell our listeners a little bit about what you do there.
Yeah. Well, I became the president of the Mexican Students Association in Korea, and it was like recently during my last semester of the masters. And yeah, along with my best friend, we have been making some, because he is the vice president. So we've been making some events and working closely with the embassy to also like promote more opportunities of studying here in Korea to Mexican students, and to also bring the Mexican community, like the Mexican student community in Korea already, even closer. So I studied my master's thanks to a scholarship from the government called the GKS. I don't know if you've heard about it.
No, but it's not something only for students from Mexico coming, but just from all around the world, right?
Exactly, for all international students. So basically, I won that scholarship, and what I've been doing as well is trying to also get all the GKS Mexican students like closer and like get in contact with the embassy and like get all together and like keep networking and so on. So we did that, and recently there was this event called the Sinchon World Youth Festival in Seoul.
Okay.
And we basically like had a whole booth for Mexico. We took part in the operation of that. Also like promoting culture, promoting Korean culture in Mexico, and also even took part of a parade. So
nice.
Yeah, it's been quite nice.
Nice. So president of the Mexican Students Association of Korea, that's got to be like pretty, like, do you feel like the burden of leading this association?
I think that being in charge of things always comes with the responsibility. As my favorite superhero is Spider-Man, I know with a great power comes responsibility.
Oh, yeah.
So I try my best to try to do the best I can in everything I'm involved.
Nice. I think that's the first reference to Spider-Man during an interview that I've had.
Hopefully not the last one.
But good stuff. Hopefully not the last. Let's talk a little bit also with you hosting a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it has happened to you or to anyone in the audience that whenever you're talking with your friends, you think you're very funny and very outgoing. You're like, dude, we should totally start a podcast. Yeah, we should totally do that. Because that was my case. So when I was with one of my best friends, who also lives here in Korea, we were always like having these drunk conversations and like, bro, we should start a podcast. Yeah, we should do it. And then one day we actually did it, and he was the one who texted me like, hey, look at this. And then a picture, and it was like microphones and the whole thing and so on, and the sound console. And I was like, oh, wow, so we're actually doing this.
Well,
So yeah. And what we do is we talk about our experiences in Korea. He has the same scholarship as me. We also have similar background stories. So yeah, we talk about that. We have sometimes like guests who can tell us about their lives in Korea as well, as foreigners, as Latinos, as Mexicans. So yeah, we do that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have gotten into podcasting these last couple of years, you know, with the pandemic. I'm not saying, you know, they were bored and just wanted to do something, but a lot of people, because, you know, we couldn't meet face to face, and these conversations and to have your message come across to people, a lot of people did that through podcasts, right?
Totally.
Yeah. And a lot of people, even myself included, I remember a long time back, like me and Buddy from America, we were talking, like podcasts, maybe we could do something like, you know, my life here in, you know, Korea and his life in the US, something about, you know, cultural differences and whatnot. But we never took that leap to actually do it, right?
It never left the group chat.
Yeah, exactly. But you and your friend, took it beyond the group chat and actually set it up. How many episodes are you guys into?
We have posted on YouTube and Spotify like maybe 6 or 7, and we have 3 more episodes like fully recorded.
No.
So yeah, but now, you know, like with the holidays and whatnot, we took a break.
Sure.
So we're about to begin the second season.
Season 2. That's very exciting, right? Tell us a bit about the topics you guys talked about.
For example, in the first one, we had one friend who started his PhD here in Korea. In the second one, we had, who did we have? We have a friend who is a model and an actress here in Korea as well. Then we had some of our friends with the GK scholarship. We had some other Colombian friends who are half Korean, half Colombian that are like into social media. We recorded one episode with, I don't know if you know the Taqueria Pendejo here in Guangali.
Yes, the birria taco restaurant. Yes.
We recorded one episode with them.
Oh, nice.
And with one friend who is a chef in Seoul as well. So yeah, like we try to invite people so they also can tell us their experience.
Yeah, it sounds like, especially for maybe listeners here in Korea, it gives you kind of exposure to just Mexican culture that's, you know, existent here in Busan and here in Korea. It's nice that people that know of the culture that's available. Jonathan, we also have to talk about the work that you put in to bring the World Expo to Busan. You know, my writer Steve tells me that you're very passionate about this too. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I was part of the Busan Expo Friends, which was an initiative by the International Cooperation Center about like also promoting Busan and in social media and like promoting its bid for the World Expo. So I did that I think in the last year. And basically it was like posting about what Busan is doing and like everything that is great about this already great city. So yeah, I was doing that, and also I was an SNS supporter for the Busan International Finance Center. And yeah, basically both activities were meant to promote Busan, not only within Korea, but also abroad. So also like to everyone who knows me and everyone who like follows me from Mexico, Latin America, to talk about how Busan is. Because you know, sometimes I feel like Seoul gets a lot of highlight and all of the spotlight. Which, I mean, granted,
it is the capital,
But I also think that Busan, being the second biggest city in Korea, also like has many things that sometimes go overlooked. So
yeah. What do you think it is about not only Busan but just Korea that really like piqued your interest when you first came here? Like, what did you see about Korea? What did you see particularly maybe about Busan, and thought, wow, like if my friends or family from back home are able to see this, like they get blown away too. Like what's that kind of, you know, came to your mind?
I think, first of all, like the amazing scenery. Like I was very amazed with the way, for example, in the beaches, how like literally all the vibrant city life and the nature, like the beach, like combine together and like they blend perfectly. Also, like the people and their warmth is very nice. Like I feel very welcomed in Busan. the food, like 돼지국밥. Oof. I'm a big sucker for 돼지국밥.
그쵸.
Yeah.
I think also just Mexican cuisine, like soup dishes are also something that you're accustomed to.
Yes, a lot.
And used to.
Big
But
time.
then from that and 돼지국밥, that's like a huge kind of like leap. It's a big difference, I think, just in terms of. So I spent, most of my life in California and, living in San Diego, very much near Mexico. I think, maybe not super authentic, but the food the Mexican food that I tried in San Diego came pretty close to like the real stuff that you would find in Mexico. But to, compare that food and to compare to the food that you find here in Busan, here in Korea, I don't know, was it an easy transition for you?
At the beginning, it was not because for example, nowadays there's a lot of Mexican restaurants here in Busan and in Korea in general.
Yeah.
But like back then, it was unexplored territory, so it was kind of hard to find like real places. But now there's actually one place that is in Bupyeong Market, Bupyeong Sijang, called Tacoste. Like the famous clothing brand, but with a T instead of an I. And they sell also like birria. Birria is beef, beef meat, carnitas. And the one thing that I have never found in anywhere else besides that place is Mexican-style corn.
Ooh, the one with the red powder.
Exactly. Like steamed corn, like on a stick, with mayonnaise, sour cream, like, cheese, chili
I'm getting
powder.
flashbacks.
Yeah, like I have never seen that anywhere else, so I was very shocked and very amazed and very happy, obviously.
Nice.
So nowadays it's a bit easier.
Yeah, and I'm all for it because I gotta tell you, I love Mexican food, and the number of the amount of availability that's increasing more and more here in Busan. People being more open to Mexican culture and Mexican food. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Nice. Jonathan, tell us a little bit about stuff that you just enjoy doing here in Korea, other than the work that you do. Any hobbies that you could share with our listeners that you have?
Yeah, actually, I enjoy playing the guitar a lot. And there's like only two songs that I can sing nicely, according to myself at least. So yeah, I enjoy doing that. Sometimes I play at the open mics at HQ or basement.
Yeah.
Actually, I am also bartender at HQ.
Oh, so that's your like the side hustle, the side job that you have.
Yeah.
Right?
I like making cocktails. So yeah.
Nice.
Maybe not too much drinking them because I'm trying to like reduce.
Oh yeah, I mean if you're on the job, if you're working, I don't know if your boss would like it if you're like
definitely.
chugging like drinks with your
I know. I
with
like
your
that,
customers.
And, yeah, I like swimming. I like playing football. Obviously, like binge watching stuff on Netflix when I'm with my friends. Those kind of things.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds like just your regular college / like graduate student, kind of the life that you're living here in Korea. I like that. I'm so just like I feel so much like youth and vibrance from you. It's almost making me feel a little bit young.
You look very young.
Thank you. I might look young, but I'm not, on paper that young. Jonathan, as we slowly start to wrap up our interview with you, any dreams or goals that you have while living here in Korea that you want to achieve?
Yeah, well, talking about Korea and like Mexico, I would love to keep working closely with the embassy and with whatever institutions that I can to keep bringing and strengthening the relationship between Mexico and Korea. Because I think that although nowadays it's very strong and there's a lot of people from Mexico coming to Korea and vice versa, I think it could be even like more known besides the mainstream things, for example. Like, we all know that Korean entertainment culture and food and so on is very amazing, but also I think that some stuff, like more in the cultural side, like the traditions and those kind of, how to say, immaterial aspects are also worth knowing from Korea to Mexico and also like from Mexico to Korea. Because sadly, it's no secret that there's a bad image globally maybe about Mexico, like some of the areas of improvement that my country has. But it's not all like that.
Yeah,
there's
definitely.
also like many amazing things worth mentioning that also
a beautiful
I would
country.
like,
Yeah.
definitely, that I would, thank you, that I would also like sharing here. And as I was a scholarship student that I got from the government of Korea, I would also love to keep helping more Mexican students to achieve that dream of coming to study in Korea and so on, because Korea is really hot in Mexico at the moment. So I would love to help a lot of people to keep coming. Yeah.
What's the amount people in Mexico, especially like from your generation and younger, Like, what are things about Korea that they know? Like, I'm sure K-pop has reached Mexico.
K-pop's like number one.
Yeah.
The K-pop, the dramas, the food. You'll be surprised with how many Korean restaurants are in Mexico.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. And also, as nowadays, a lot of Korean people are going to work to Mexico, like in very big car and technology companies. There's an increasing amount of Korean people living there, and like thus Korean restaurants and so on. So yeah, and actually also the scholarship that I got is really popular in Mexico and Latin America. So also one thing I do is I am mentoring students that are like intending to apply for that. So yeah, I would like to keep doing that to help more people come to Korea.
Oh, that's good stuff. I love the fact that you are kind of serving as this bridge between Mexico, like students from Mexico and as well as Korea.
Yeah.
Obviously promoting Korea, and I think as Korean citizen, you also doing a lot of work in exposing the Mexican culture and everything to more people here in Korea. I think that's great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Best of luck to you and all your future, the work that you're going to do. I'm very looking forward to just everything that you'll be doing. Nice, Jonathan. Lovely conversation with you. Although, unfortunately, we do have to wrap it up. Any last words? Any shout outs that you want to give?
A shout out to HQ Bar, an amazing bar in front of the beach. Shout out to Tacoste in the Bupion Market. Amazing tacos. Shout out to BFM. Shout out to you.
Thank you.
And to all the audience.
Nice. Our special guest today, Jonathan Badillo Cardoso. Jonathan, thank you so much for swinging by. Okay?
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right, let's take a quick song break. This is not because, Jonathan, you were here. I actually had this lined up today. I was going to play it today.
What a coincidence.
By Santana. This is Oye Como Va.
Amazing song.
안녕하세요. 고품격 영어 방송 Inside Out 부산의 품격 있는 Writer Steve입니다. Winners of Inside Out Busan listeners participation segment will get full course meal voucher from Golden Lizzie, a gourmet restaurant in 거제동 and 연산동, where you can taste cuisine from Michelin Guide featured Chef Kim. 미슐랭 셰프의 파인 레스토랑 골든 리지에서 10만 원 외식 상품권. A place to entertain your brain and eyes. Museum of Illusions. 당신의 눈과 뇌를 즐겁게 하는 곳. Museum of Illusion 부산 착시미술관 입장권. 언제나 맛있는 커피를 신선하게 만드는 양산에 위치한 인투 로스터리. Coffee voucher and a pack of fresh coffee whole beans sponsored by Into Roastery in Yangsan. A delicious brunch for two from Gorilla Brewing Busan, Gwangan branch, the leader of Korean handmade beer culture. 수제 맥주 전문점 고릴라 브루잉 부산에서 제공하는 식사권. We prepare admission tickets for the Busan X the Sky Top Floor Observatory, which is located at LCT in Haeundae, the highest place in Busan. 부산 대표 랜드마크 해운대 LCT에 위치한 하늘 위의 바다. 부산 X the Sky 전망대 입장권을 선물로 드립니다. IOB와 함께하는 품격 있는 선물. It's all yours, listeners.
All right, listeners, time to slowly wrap up our show for the day, but we still have our last segment to get to, quote unquote. And because it's Friday, we have our Friday edition writer Steve with us. Hi, Steve.
Hello, Minsu.
Hi. How are we doing today?
Very, very good. 근데
Really?
a bit of 광안 Bridge traffic
네.
jam 때문에는 괜찮았어요.
So you also coming here to the
Yeah.
station? 많이
네.
막혔어요?
너무 막혔어요.
I wonder why it is. Probably it's just because they're preparing for tomorrow.
Oh, no. Oh, it is. Yes.
Fireworks festival.
네, 맞아요.
Yeah.
맞아요.
I don't have the details in front of me. This is something that you should have done. I'm just kidding.
But I saw it was like 공사 중.
Yeah.
Right.
I believe this happens before every fireworks festival. They always set up the day before.
Yeah.
So maybe the top deck, I don't know the top or the bottom deck, like, you know how it's 4 lanes? They probably changed it to 2 because
Yeah,
need to prepare.
exactly. 맞아요.
So yeah, me too. I experienced that traffic jam, but we both got here safe and sound because we're doing the show. Let's get to today's quote unquote. What do you got for us?
Yes, today I have brought a quote from a chairman leading a large company in Korea.
네.
So the quote for today is, if you can choose between the beverages, coffee and black tea on a plane, most people get trapped in a frame of deliberation between these two options.
If you can choose between coffee and black tea on a plane, most people get trapped in a frame of deliberation between these two options. Oh, that sounds deep.
So, like at first, you might wonder what this means.
Yes, exactly. I'm wondering what this means.
그래서 비행기 안에는
네.
커피와 홍차밖에 없으니까
네.
승무원이 그 두 개만을 introduce, 소개시켜 준 것인데
네.
무슨 문제가 있지는 않다고 생각할 거예요. So there's no problem with the flight attendants
네.
providing only 2 choices of coffee and tea on a plane. However, personally, I think there's a problem with the attitude of automatically assuming and limiting ourselves to only what the flight attendant mentioned, concluding beforehand that there are only these 2 choices, tea and coffee, inside this plane.
Yeah.
To put it simply, it's about thinking outside the box.
맞아요. 저도 최근에
네.
미국 갔다 왔잖아요.
네네네.
비행기 타고.
네.
Somebody suggested to me, I didn't fly business. 그래서 business 안 타면 라면 안 주겠지라고 생각했는데
네네.
그냥 물어봤어요.
네.
라면 줄 수 있나?
네네네.
근데 안 된대요. But the option's there.
Yeah.
For people that flight business.
Exactly. I was about to explain that situation. You know, like throughout our lives, we often encounter unexpected situations. Life tends to flow in directions we could never anticipate. Life is so diverse that there is no reason for us to limit our entire existence to choosing only one between coffee and tea. Who knows? Conversely, if someone were to ask the flight attendant, is there no milk by any chance? It might turn out that the flight attendant was supposed to mention coffee, tea, and milk, but milk was left out when questioned.
Yeah, because I know because they have to talk to everybody on the plane, giving them the options. And if they say have to list everything that they have on the menu, obviously, it's going to take a lot of time. But we as not only, customers or just people on that flight, but having that mindset, why not ask for something that's offered that's other than coffee or tea? Because you never know if they might say, oh, yes, we have it, and yes, I can give it to you. 그런 opportunity는 항상 안 물어보면 없어지는 거잖아요.
맞아요. I hope not to confine my own situation within the frames provided by others' suggested choices. You really can't know life, but excluding completely unrelated things like going to a flower shop and asking if they have a video game console.
그건 좀 안 되죠.
네, 그건 좀 안 되죠.
네.
Instead, let's take a real estate as an example.
Okay.
하나 더 예를 들어보자고요.
네.
You found a really nice house and you're so eager to buy it that you meet the homeowner. Let's say the homeowner firmly states that $5,000 is the lowest price they'll accept.
$5,000?
For example.
그 600만 원밖에 안 됐잖아요.
근데 금액이 너무 크면은 이해하기 힘드니까.
Okay.
$5,000.
네.
Okay. Most people would probably not even consider going below $5,000 and wouldn't even attempt to negotiate.
What country are these people living in? $5,000 for a house? Steve, this is definitely not Korea.
그럼 공을 2개 더 붙여보자고요.
네.
But who knows?
Yeah.
As it turns out, the homeowner might have been willing to go down to $3,000 deep down. It's about breaking free from the frame.
Yeah.
And life becomes more liberating when you step outside of it.
맞아요. So I guess the lesson that I'm going to take from this, ask.
Yeah.
Right?
맞아요.
Ask. Where's that quote from? Ask and you shall receive. And I forget where it's from. But, maybe an easier quote for this. It never hurts to ask. 물어봐서 뭐가 이렇게 like it doesn't affect you negatively in any way.
It is.
Like the worst thing you get is no.
Yeah, get
right?
rejected.
Yeah, 그냥 no만 들을 수 있는데, but who knows? What if they say yes, or what if there's even more options available to you, right?
Exactly.
But you never know unless you ask.
It's the same thing for 그런 거 있잖아요. 좋아하는 사람, 이상형이 옆 테이블에 있어요.
네.
물어보면 되잖아요.
진짜 그런 상황에 물어봐요?
네.
Steve?
전 물어봐요. 후회하기 싫으니까.
Wow.
As you said, rejecting이 그냥 제일 아픈 거잖아요.
네.
그거 말고는 없으니까.
그렇게 하면서 성공 몇 번 했습니까?
저요?
네.
저 한 번밖에 안 해봐요.
많이는 해봤다 그 말이죠.
잘 모르겠습니다. 기억이 잘 나지 않습니다.
이럴 때는 기억이 잘 안 나네요.
네네.
But I like that. It never hurts to ask. So, with only coffee and black tea being served, being offered,
yes.
Why not ask for what you actually want? You never know. You might get it. Nice. That'll be it for today's quote unquote. Steve, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll see you back here next week. And that will do it for today's show, folks. Have a great rest of your night. We will be back next week. Same place, same time. I'm going to leave you with our last track. This one's by Gregory Porter. Hey, Laura. Oh, doesn't that name sound familiar?
Yes.
Do you miss somebody named Laura or something?
눈물 날 것 같아요.
왜요? 눈물 나면 안 됩니다.
Hey, Minsu.
Steve, we have to all move on.
Hey,
all right?
Minsu.
The Inside Out Busan was produced and hosted by yours truly, Minsu Shin. It was written by Im Soo-jin and
Steve.
We'll see you back here next week. Everybody, have a good one.
Someone else instead of me. Go ahead and lie to me and I will believe. You're not in love with him and this fool can see that the rivers of your love flow uphill to me. Hey, Hey, Laura, it's me. Sorry, but I had to ring your doorbell so late. But there's something bothering me. I really am sorry, but it just couldn't wait. With a healthy dose of make-believe, won't you lie to me and make me believe that you're in love with me, and this fool can see that the rivers of your love flow uphill to me. Hey, Laura, it's me. Sorry, but I had to ring your doorbell so late. But there's something bothering me. All night long, I just couldn't wait. With a healthy dose of make-believe, go ahead and lie to me and make me believe that you're in love with me, and oh, this fool can see that the rivers of your love flow uphill to me. Hey, Laura, it's me. Hey, Laura, it's me.
부산의 축제 어디까지 즐겨보셨나요? 과거와 현재, 미래가 공존하는 항구도시 부산.